Good morning. How you doing today? Good to see you. How you doing? For real, how are you doing today? Drop in the comments. I really want to know how you are doing. I've been talking about pruning. I've been talking about vines. I've been talking about seeds. I've been talking about garden. This whole entire thing. But then God started pruning me. Like, come on, God. You're pruning me again? That's all right. Type in the chat. Just say, God is pruning me again. But he planted the seed out of love, right? So then he prunes it because he loves. But, ow, man. Just right when you start getting comfortable and you start thinking there's fruit being produced, God says, I see better fruit coming from this area. I think that we need to start cutting in this area too. Ouch. So if you find yourself in a season where it seems like people are gone, things are gone, what you thought it should be is no longer around, let me encourage you to know that it's not a punishment, okay? This pruning, this God cutting things back, is not because he hates you, and it's not because he's mad at you. Yes, there are consequences for sin, and yes, we can go into all that, but I'm not talking about that right now. I've really experienced the love of the Father in a way that I really didn't understand, and 4 years ago when I started this journey of, getting closer to Jesus and wanting to find out more about Jesus, and just, I didn't know some of the mountains I was going to have to climb and some of the valleys I was going to have to walk through. I really had no idea. So me and God, we had a real talk yesterday, and it was cool because it's like, here I'm just letting it all go and just being so honest with God, like almost to the point where it kind of like, Don, are you sure you should be saying this? But then I realized he is the God of the universe. Type that in the chat to say, he is the God of the universe. So he knows best. He knows exactly what you need when you need it. And I always go back to that day that I was laying on the floor, crying my eyes out, ready to go away from this place. Tired of suffering, tired of the pain, tired of all the just mental torment. So I started planning my own suicide, started planning the way I was going to do it, where I was going to do it, how I was going to do it, the whole thing. And soft, still whisper came into my heart. It said, just open your Bible. So I made my way over to the Bible. Open it up. And it falls on, hold on one second, Deuteronomy 31:6, and it says, be strong and of good courage. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, he is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you, nor forsake you. Now the context to this is that Joshua had just became the new leader of Israel. So God was giving him a word to give him some encouragement, to give him hope, to know that God goes with him and that he shouldn't fear. But I remember when I saw that verse in one of my most hopeless moments of my life, it restored my soul. And I remember this this day, and I was speechless, because in this moment I didn't know, I just didn't want to do life anymore. And maybe that's selfish, but I was really struggling and really was starving spiritually, and was so spiritually dead that leaving this life sounded way better than living this life. I don't know who needs to hear this right now. But God is the God of the universe, but he is also the God of relationship. That he dwells with you. That's what this whole beautiful idea that God had established since the beginning of the world. Literally, as he's laying the foundations of the earth, he came up with this plan. He said, you know what? I'm going to have to go down there. I'm going to have to live as they do. I'm going to have to walk the planet like they do. I'm going to have to go down here, climb up on a cross. And so I don't know what you're up against right now. But I just feel so strongly in my heart to let you know that God hasn't left you, okay? And I get it, like, everything feels so crazy. I've been right there where you're at. And let me just talk to your heart for a second and say this: it's going to be okay. Whether you think so right now or not, it's going to be okay. God has already seen this, and he planned everything from the end to the beginning. And what that means is everything crafted in between that, he's seen. Now you have a will, and you can choose, and you can do all the things. I'm not negating that fact. But what I can say right here, right now to you is that God is the one who goes with you. So look, I just want you to type in the chat for me. Just say, God hasn't left me. And the reason I want us to type all these things and say all these things is just so that way we can start hearing ourselves say things. Because listen, it's by the word of our testimony and the blood of the Lamb. But also, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So the more we speak these things, the more we say these things, the more we meditate on these things, the more we can start understanding our position in Christ. So therefore, we can receive life. Listen, if you're not already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, follow me if you're not already. Go ahead, smash that like button. And listen, if you could,